Hi, this is Carla Bettles. I'm a Hunter bioresonance practitioner, and this morning I just knew that I really wanted to try and help the people in Wuhan with the coronavirus. I see the coronavirus come up a lot on the Hunter, and I thought, oh, if someone could just be working with the Hunter over there. Anyway, so I woke up this morning, I just thought, you know what, I need to try. Some people do Hunter treatments with just people's names and dates of birth, or by focusing on that person, and that's what I'm going to try and do today. So I thought I'd record the session so that if it shows something, then I can share it, and maybe others can do this too. So I'm going to use my remote box with the Hunter, and I've done a card which looks backwards there, but it says people suffering with lethal coronavirus in Wuhan, China, and other places. So I've looked up what the symptoms are of this coronavirus, and just to put people's minds at rest, the coronavirus is like a family of viruses, and we see the coronavirus a lot in bodies, but this particular strain is the one that seems to be lethal. So don't panic if you see the coronavirus on your Hunter. Doesn't mean you've got this. Anyway, so let's get on with it. I'm going to place this in my remote box, and I'm going to focus very much on those people. Okay, sorry. So what I was saying was I looked up the symptoms of this particular coronavirus, and they seem to be respiratory infection issues. So, right, I've placed it in the box. I'm going to do probably 2 to 3 scans and see what comes up. Okay, so let's share my screen. I've put in people of Wuhan and today's date. I've put 1980 as the birth date, and I've put female, but obviously I'm doing a collective group, so it's hard to know what to do. I've never done this before. Here we go. Right. There we are. I'm going to do a manual scan. Respiratory system. That one. Let's do all these. Okay, so first scan, here we go. It's quite common for me to do more than one scan. I just don't know what this is going to bring up, if it's going to bring up anything. Some 3s in the lungs, that could be anything. I have covered my remote box with tin foil, so I'm hoping that should block anything that's coming from the room, from me or anyone else in the house. So not a lot is really showing up here. There was some there. But not anything I'd really think, wow, that's a definite infection. Certainly not on what we're looking for. Right, okay, so scan number 2 of Wuhan. It's the 23rd today. Okay, I'm going to change the year of birth to 85. Right, I'm just going to focus for a minute on these people. Okay, scan number 2. Wow, look at that. So now it's going to be interesting to see if it is the coronavirus that comes up, or will it be something else? And it is quite unusual to see that level on a respiratory system. And this, I haven't got any kind of chest infection, so it's definitely not coming from me. Right, so let's have a look here. So I'm just going to go through normally what I do. I'm not going to explain it all. I'm going to go through it quite quickly. But basically, I'm just looking now for the worst area and looking to see what infection I can see. Okay, I'm going to use this area here. I'm just isolating the points. Okay. Gosh, you know, I'm nervous. Wow, look at that. I feel really emotional. Gosh, it's actually happened. Wow, and there it is. Okay, so let's continue this session. Gosh, I can't. Amazing. I'm really speechless. Okay. Right, I'm just also going to dig a bit deeper here. Okay. Okay, just seeing if I can bring up any 6s. There's some there. Okay, let's come out. Going to isolate those points. Okay, let's see what's there. Coronavirus, Pseudomonas, respiratory virus, Bacillus, and flu. Okay, let's get to it then. Okay, Pseudomonas aeruginosa. This might not be the most exciting thing to watch. Okay. So when I do combating viruses or any infections that come up, I usually do a reprint on an inverse reprint, and then I do the bacterial analysis. I like to do my inverse reprint 3 times. So the chances are that a virus doesn't work in isolation, and there will be other things that are attacking the body as the body deteriorates. Okay, so this is number 3. Feel free to wind this video on through this. Here we go. Exit bacterial research. There it is. Okay. So it's looking healthy, and of course we want to affect its energy so that it's not so healthy. Okay, I do this 3 times last time. There we go. Right, and now on to the coronavirus. There it is. So reprinter 3 times, invert. So it was interesting that before Christmas there was a lot of respiratory infections going around, and there was a lot of coronavirus out there. Obviously, not how we're seeing it now. Be interesting to know how viruses mutate and spread, and if they're even connected. There we go, number 2, and one more. So for those of you who don't use the Hunter, I'm using the Hunter Metatron 4025. I've been working with it for quite a few years now, and just had some amazing results. So I really, really hope that this does something for those poor people who are suffering. Okay, bacterial analysis, here we go. And if you do use the Hunter, I would say, can you do this too? I mean, there is a chance that this really may help somebody, and the more of us who do this can only be for the better. Okay, so 3 times, number 1. There we go. Okay, number 2. Okay, number 3. Okay, right, what else have we got? We have the respiratory syncytial virus. Let's do this one too. Okay, number 1. Is that coming out? No. Number 2. And number 3. So generally I work with fingernails. For example, I take fingernail trimmings and put them in a jar, and that's what I use. But I know there are some people who do work with names and dates of birth and focusing on people and have had good results, and I have used it myself. But this is really the first time I've ever done more than one person at the same time. And certainly, I think it's just amazing. I can't believe how many we're up to. I think that was 3. Okay, so let's do this. And I know a lot of people who use Hunter probably use a different method from the one I'm using now, but I find this really effective. I don't always do, in fact, rarely do I do a full scan where the Hunter's doing the volumetric scanning and digging deep, and I definitely don't start at the bottom levels. I always start at the top levels and then go down if necessary, because I get great results without going right down to DNA and mitochondria. There we go. Right, so number 1. Whatever method you're using, make sure you put plenty of nidus points on your pathogens. Makes a big difference. There we go, number 1 and number 2. I tend to do it only 3 times because although if you keep going you might make the odd difference, the majority of points will change within the first 3 runs, and it doesn't make a significant difference going any further. Again, I know some people who really keep on going, but I haven't found that particularly great use of time. Okay, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. Look, I can see I've done 2. So now 3rd one. Okay, so my steps are always find the bad point, then find any infections, which we've just done, and combat those, and then apply healing energy. There we go. And I'm going to use some quite advanced techniques. Some of you may use them or not. Right. Okay, so we've done that. That's good. Excellent. Right. So I'm going to use a metazode. The Metasode, I believe what it does, although it's not very clear in the manual, I believe it balances energy based on that specific area that's been highlighted. Yeah, okay. Then I'm going to look at organo preparations, and I'm going to send the energy of those bottom, the black and the pink ones. There we go. I only do this once. It's that one. The trachea. And I'm doing a very targeted session. So I don't have a lot of time today, but ideally I would like to have gone in and done all around the sinuses and different views, which I might well go and do tomorrow. Okay, the bronchus. Great, so this is the last organo preparation. Good, then I'm going to use homeopathy, and I'm doing a combination remedy using the virtual model. Just going to apply that once. Very good. Come out of that. Now I'm going to do phytotherapy directly on the area. Thermopsis. It looks like catkins. Don't know if it is. There we go. So I do, this is my method. I do the litotherapy, sorry, the phytotherapy. Then I do a litotherapy. There we go. And as you can see, it's cleared up really well. So I'm not going to go any deeper on this. This will be the lowest level I go through. And then one more, I'm going to do a metatherapy. Interesting that that point hasn't gone. I'll give it one more go with the metatherapy, and it doesn't clear, then I will go deeper on there. Oh, another one just popped up there. Good. Sometimes if you've zoomed in and done lots of points tend to pop up when you're not expecting them. Right, okay, so coming back up to this level, I'm now going to do a metasode again. Again, it's just isolated the worst point. Just reiterating my steps then, I look for the worst area, I look for infections and combated them, and then I'm using lots of different methods here. It's a real combination. to apply healing energy. You don't have to do anything like this complicated. Now look at that. So before, remember we had the trachea come up, didn't we, and the bronchus. I think the bronchiole as well, but I'm going to do all of these now. So these are the organo preparations. Let's check the time, 11:30. So actually this is probably quite a good example of how you could do a really targeted session and have a good effect without spending hours and hours doing a session. Okay, so that's the bronchus. What's next? The lymph nodes. Yes, very important. So what the organo preparations do when you reprint them, I believe, is that it imprints the best possible energy for whatever part that you're focusing on. So here they're looking at the different lymph nodes, and I believe what's happening is that it's imprinting onto the body the best energy pattern, the ideal energy pattern for that particular item. Okay, 2 more. Hate to think what these poor people are going through. Must be so scary. Okay, oh no, there's a few more, right. Okay, the arteries around the bronchial area. And I'm probably going to repeat this a few times, not today. I don't have time to do any more sessions today, but over the course of the next few days, I'd definitely like to do maybe a session every other day, or perhaps I might do another one over consecutive days. Okay, that's the organo preparations done. I'm going to do another combination remedy with a homeopathy. I always use the adjust all button. Don't know if that's something you use, but I always use it. Apparently the adjust all helps with looking at the rate of change in the body and how fast something is coming on. Great. Okay, phytotherapy. Top one. Thermopsis again. That's clearing nicely. Beautiful. Obviously, I won't get any feedback from this session, but I will listen out in the news reports like everyone else, see how it goes. I wish they could all send me their fingernails in bottles. That would be crazy. We'd have to do it collectively. I think it's up to about 600 people infected now. Okay, we'll just do one more on that, and if it doesn't clear, I'll go deeper. No, it's cleared. Right, so that brings me to the end of this very short focus session on the people of Wuhan. And I send all my love and healing energy to these people. And I truly wish that this energy goes to them over the course of the next few days, and helps with their healing. Okay, thank you.